The winds are going to be fairly light out of the southwest, about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Now, overnight, any flurries early on will end, and then it's just cold. Overnight low temperatures about 11 to 22. Tomorrow, again, will feature a lot of clouds, and there's another more potent little system coming through. It just doesn't have a lot of moisture to work with. So what that is actually going to do is bring about some snow showers or maybe a period of some lighter snow that could actually produce a dusting to up to a couple of inches of snow. So that's our only chance of seeing anything really on our 5-day forecast, because once that goes by, it's back to sunshine, but colder temperatures here with highs mainly in the 20s as we head towards Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. And keep in mind, a typical high temperature this time of year would be about 36 degrees. So the cold pattern continues, but we're getting a much needed break from any significant snow. There may be something brewing for the middle of next week, but we'll talk about that later. No need to talk about that this morning. But again, coming up in the next half hour, we will talk more about what students experience here at the Krista McAuliffe Center. We'll see you again in just a few minutes. Right now, though, we're going to get you out to the roadways on your Friday morning. AJ, out to you.
Good morning, Cindy. Thank you very much. Let's take you to a map right now. First things first, north of town, Route 3 south is heavy, basically from Lowell down to Burlington. Also on 128, the southbound side, that's heavy from Linfield all the way down to Burlington. All right, into the south of town, again on the map, 24. You still have a disabled tractor trailer in the right-hand lane. Traffic is back for about a mile or so approaching that. Both ends of 128 are moving along swimmingly at 7:18 this morning. Downstairs to you guys.
All right, AJ, thank you. We all watched with great fear yesterday as a partial roof collapse along the Lynn Way in Lynn trapped 2 men in their car under 3 feet of snow with a lot of twisted metal on top of them. The victims were staying in touch with the rescuers by cell phone, and it was the work of those rescue teams that was absolutely incredible and life-saving. With us this morning are some of those brave firefighters who led the efforts to save those 2 victims. District Chief Jack Berry, firefighter Joe Abreu, and Lieutenant Michael Noon, and it's nice to see all 3 of you this morning. We were all saying they are in a much better place today than they were yesterday about this time, which was a very tough day. Not your typical snow day, right?
No, not at all.
Yeah. Tell me about when the call came in. Where you guys thought, you know, hopefully you were going to enjoy some coffee and watch a little Fox 25 morning news, right? So what happened? Tell me the events that occurred.
Initially, the call came in as the fire alarm system was activated. And it turned out that happened because the sprinkler pipes were broken, tripped the alarm system, and within a minute we started receiving 911 calls that the collapse had occurred.
Yeah. Now, there were about 15 people in that building originally. Is that the case?
That's what.
Right. And you said they self-evacuated, most of them, except the 2 gentlemen, Mr. Sullivan and Mr. Jimenez, who were in a vehicle. Absolutely incredible. Had those 2 men not been in that car, what would have happened?
The results, they could have been off to the side and not got hurt at all, or it could have been fatal for them.
I mean, I just keep going through this in my mind thinking, had they been standing there and 3 feet of snow and all of that metal come down on top of them, that the result would not have been certainly what the result was.
Right.
That is for sure. Yeah, right, just the weight of the snow, right, dropping down on top of them. All right, so tell me the role that all 3 of you played yesterday. I want to hear about that. Let's start with you, Michael.
All right, Joel and I were assigned to the ambulance, so we didn't know what we had when we rolled up, so we got designated the EMS command, so we were coordinating the EMS efforts.
Sure.
And then it was at that time I actually got wind that the cops had made contact with one of the gentlemen. So I got his cell phone, and I continued to talk to him via cell phone throughout the ordeal, which was fantastic information because at the time we didn't know who was in there, if he was hurt, or where he was. And it was mostly they never would have known anything was going on.
Yeah, and I'm surprised to hear that because if you've seen the interview with the 2 of them, they said it felt very emotional and they did think good. And I spoke you through in touch.
Yeah, I tried to reassure him, but honestly, he didn't need a lot. He made it seem like he was just sitting in his car and waiting for us to just come get him out. Yeah, he didn't describe the scene until we really saw what we were looking at. I said, you know, Peter, I didn't realize it was bad. And he looked
very bad. Well, talk to me what you saw. You feel thing. It was unbelievable, right?
Actually, it was Joe Michael right on pile.
Yeah, we had the crews from engine 5, engine 3, and ladder 1. They were all in there. As soon as they got in there, we're digging out all the snow. And first we found, you know, the roofing material, and they cut that away, and just continue with the mangled steel and the car was completely crushed down to the headrest, and it was the windshield on top of the steering wheel.
Okay, so what you're saying is the roof was laying on the headrest, so they just scenario of just and with them.
They were Peter, I believe he was the driver. He was kind of hunched over to the right, down between the armrest, and Caesar was pretty much the same way, kind of facing towards passenger side door.
So wedge down in there.
Wedge down in there.
Right, right.
And then we had to use the rescue team used the jaws and cut the car out, and they pretty much had like a 2-foot hole to pull them out of.
We were talking about the danger that these two men were in, but talk to me about the danger you guys were in, because, I mean, you go in there, which I realize this is what you do for a living, but you had to have a bit of reservation.
Yeah.
It's very dangerous in those situations because the fear of a secondary collapse is just unbelievable. The possibility that someone else can come down at point with us in there is something that's always on mind.
Yeah, especially when using equipment in there and trying to move things around. That had to be scary fun.
Right.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah. Have you guys ever had to rescue anybody out of a situation like this before? Was this first for everybody?
No.
First for me.
You know you're in very precarious situations before, no doubt. Yeah.
Yeah, we Mike and I had a fire a few years back, and similar situation, pulled a woman out of a building.
Right, right. But the good news here was that everybody came out safely, and all of the rescue crews came out safely as well, which is the
nobody was injured
part.
at all. So
yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, in fact, your job, you just had to talk on the phone yesterday,
It was easy.
right?
Yeah.
That's how we want everything to be.
Killed my
right?
cell phone battery. Other than that, it's fine. Yeah.
Excellent. We're glad that was the only injury associated with it. Well, congratulations to all three of you. I'm so glad that it turned out the way it did. It really, the story in the end makes, I think, everybody smile because it did end the way it did, right?
Right.
You stand apart now.
I was smiled with them and go, we find out yesterday Obama manual Kindle run fair with original allowing Chicago to maintain its strangled in the title of city where absolutely nothing is on the level. I know you think Boston's corrupt. I know you think Boston is dirty. I know you think Boston is on Chicago. I thought, believe it, back. Let's talk about manual.